Hello everybody, Accureye here, and welcome back to Accureye's How to Survive series, I guess you could call it, for Don't Starve. So yeah, this is my How to Survive series on Don't Starve, picking it back up pretty much right where we left off. And as you can see, today we are going to be starting off with where to live for your base when you are just getting started on Don't Starve, and some of the basic stuff you should learn or know about getting started with Don't Starve. So this is going to be a little bit of a comprehensive guide to help you learn where to at least have an idea of where to live for and where to go for Don't Starve. And as you can see, first of all, I would never recommend you live in a swamp. You can live in a swamp. It's a great defense against any unforeseen or unwanted giants, but definitely not a recommended place to live. I mean, you can barely grow anything here, and let's face it, this is just a dangerous area. Like, the swamp area is just so dangerous to live in. So, definitely not recommended in the places to live. But as you can see here, I was wandering the swamp to show you at least the idea of where to live, and I found this little pig on a stick, or this pig on a stick. And as you can see here, I was just trying to be smart by building some torches, which, as you recall from last video, I did not create. I had to dance. I had to show you a little trick to dance around the fireflies to survive from Charlie, our little night guest that seems to want to attack us if we're in total darkness. But yeah, going on, as you can see, I knocked down those pig heads, and I got some twigs and of course some pig skin, which is good for creating a football helmet. Another necessary starter item I would recommend you have, besides the log suit that of course you created in in the getting started guide. So yeah, with that being said, as you can see, it is getting dark. I put up my torch, and this is something I would recommend all new players do if you're not gathering your starting items for your starter base, is to wander the base or wander your world at night. You can use this torch that you can see as you respawn and Don't Starve together. You'll get a little bit of light that you can see, but you can use your torch to wander around the world and wander around the map. Most torches, as long as it's not raining, will last you all night during spring. During summer, of course, nighttime is just so short, you probably won't have to worry too much about a torch. But during spring and autumn, if you want to explore the world, you'll probably want to use a torch. Eventually, there is a more advanced, there are two more advanced, things you can use, which you don't have to worry about when it comes to torch burning out or anything. But we'll get to those as they come. For now, as you see, I am dropping this twiggy tree because I want some more twigs. And of course, I'm going to get these twiggy tree cones, which of course these twiggy trees you can only get in Don't Starve together. If you're playing the original Don't Starve, don't expect to find twiggy trees. They're not in the original Don't Starve. While this is being recorded in Don't Starve together, there are you can still apply most of the same knowledge in Don't Starve together as you could in Don't Starve. Which brings me to a question. What is your favorite character to play as in Don't Starve, and what do you like about Don't Starve? What drew you into Don't Starve? I mean, tell me what drew you to play Don't Starve, whether it be Don't Starve together or Don't Starve in general. But as you can see, with these while wandering this desert, I find my home, which is of course a beefalo land. Now, I love living near a beefalo. For those of you who don't know, I love living near the beefalo. This is actually just an absolute joy to find. I love living near the beefalo. I always choose to live near the beefalo because the beefalo are your friends. They give you manure, which is absolutely awesome, and you'll see why I want manure and why I want to live near these guys. And they also give you a load of grass and a load of rabbit holes. I mean, you can see here, there are loads of rabbit holes. This means I won't starve during the winter. So, yeah. So, as you can see, I'm basically just exploring to see how many beefalo are around. There are a good bunch of beefalo around, so I'm happy. I'm actually happy. I'm actually very happy about this location. And, you know, like I said, when it comes down to it, especially for winter, you want to live near the rabbits. Live near rabbits, everybody. Rabbits are going to be a great food source, especially during winter. And you'll see what happens as we get into our first winter. You'll see what I'll be talking about when it comes down to the first winter, aka your first winter. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this location. I'm always happy to live near the beefalo. Don't live in the beefalo herd or with the beefalo. While beefalo are your friends. Beefalo are your friends, everyone. Don't ever think that beefalo aren't your friends. Beefalo are your friends. Yet, when they get into winter and as you'll see in spring, beefalo like to go into heat. And for those of you who don't know what heat is, it basically means that it's mating season for beefalo. And when beefalo go into mating season, well, yeah. Let's just say you could be an innocent bystander that gets hurt by beefalo. Because they will turn hostile just to protect their little babies. And, you know, the babies are so cute. Beefalo babies are so cute. If none of you have seen a beefalo baby, I hopefully will get to a point where I will show you the beefalo babies. But yeah. Anyway, so here I find my actual home away from home, and you can see I like using wormholes. I like having wormholes as a quick escape if I need it. So of course, as you can see, I go down this wormhole. Maxwell, of course, if you didn't know, doesn't lose sanity, unlike most people. He has a really high sanity, and he can regain his sanity like no tomorrow. But here, you'll just see me. I wanted to just see where this went. And then, of course, I go back down. And now we get into, starting your base. So once you find your home, you'll see here how I go to explore this area. I wanted to see if a giant known as the moose goose was going to spawn here, because I saw all these spawns and I was like, oh crap. I'm not sure if moose goose spawns here. So I was like, okay, moose goose probably won't spawn here because I see all these spawns. There isn't anyone named moose goose or anything here. But then, of course, as fate as you would have it, I spotted it. So that right there, my friends, is a moose goose nest. Eventually a moose goose will spawn there, but for the moment, moose goose shouldn't spawn. So yeah. Anyway, so here we are. We're going to call this home. If you already haven't seen my getting started video, go watch the getting started video. It'll teach you everything you need to have in of course the this point. But at this point, I like to clear my area. I like to make sure I have a blank canvas. So I get rid of pretty much everything here. Like, everything goes away. Everything. Nothing stays. Nothing will stay here, as you all will see. And that's just it. I pretty much like to get rid of everything. I mean, you know, once you find your base, once you know where you're going to camp, clear it out. Make sure it's an empty canvas. This way you can create a mega base eventually out of it. And, you know, and then once you have an empty spot, once you know where you want to stay, put down your fire pit. If you're like me, you came prepared, you already have the fire pit ready to go. And for new players, stay in the corners of your map. This ensures, if you stay in corners or at the edge of your maps, this ensures that you won't be attacked by a giant from certain directions, and it guarantees that only in a few certain directions you will be attacked. And as you can see here, I'm just deciding to feed my hunger because, of course, Maxwell is a very hungry person. And then, yeah, put down and start laying out your basic base. As you can see, I put the alchemy machine there. If you don't know how to create the alchemy machine, or you didn't see my first video, check it out. You'll see where the you'll see when I got the alchemy engine and stuff. And of course, you'll see that I put down my chest. This is a great thing to do. Be sure to put down your chest when you first get started. This way you can start putting away stuff. As you can see here, I'm filling up my chest with all my items that I do not want to carry right now. Because, let's face it, things can get overcrowded in your book. Or in your inventory. And as you can see there, I put down Maxwell's book. I will use that in time. But at the moment, there is no real reason for me to use Maxwell's book. So, of course, now you'll see that I go into the process of laying out the groundwork of my base. This is something I would recommend you do. I mean, make it homely. Make it feel like it's your home, because you're going to live here. This is where you are going to live, my friends. You know, if you don't know it, or if you haven't already, you know, realized that, you know, this is going to be your home. This is where you're going to live. So, as you can see, I make a basic layout of what I want in my base and what my base is going to look out. Which now leads me into which now leads into me talking about the, items you need. If you will, the basic stuff for your base. Now that we have a base and we're starting to build a base, you're going to need some items to survive through the winter and beyond. You're going to need 15 saplings, or quite a few, like maybe 10 twiggy tree seeds, if you're going for twiggy trees. Personally, I love using saplings. Saplings are my go-to, if you will, go-to item for finding twigs. So, yeah, I'm going to get 15, saplings, everyone. I would recommend 15 saplings at the start. Saplings are going to be something that you're going to not be able to get during the winter, but make sure that you have at least 15 saplings ready to go. That way, midway through winter, or even near the end of winter, if you need to grab anything, you can. The other thing is at least 15 grass tufts. I would recommend at least 15 grass tufts. This way you can survive. Again, it's just to survive for the winter. Since you're living near the beefalo, grass shouldn't be as hard to find as twigs are. But you never know. Make sure you stock up. This is your time. Now that you start creating your base, now that you're in the process of creating your base, this is your time to start, you know, making sure you have an overabundance of supplies. As you saw there, I pretty much made a football helmet. This is just an extra layer of protection that I would recommend anyone creates. And then berry bushes. Berry bushes, it all depends. If you have regular berry bushes, I would say 15 regular berry bushes probably will get you, will probably get the job done. If you have juicy berry bushes, I would say go with 15, but maybe stick with 10. Every juicy berry bush, for everyone, just so everyone knows, every juicy berry bush releases 3 juicy berries. Juicy berries, though, only last about 1 day. After 1 day, of course, they will just be dead, basically, or they'll turn to rot. They'll basically turn to rot, so, you know, keep that in mind. As you can see here, I actually see the rock biome as I'm going around, picking up my grass tufts and my saplings. And then around here, I thought maybe there would be some knights. I am looking for clockwork knights, mostly for a refrigerator. The refrigerator, of course, will preserve your food. So make sure that, you know, while you're looking around the area, you can find a way to preserve your food. I mean, if you can get a fridge or a refrigerator, you should be good. You should be good to go, because honestly, the refrigerator will keep your food fresh for much longer than of course, just carrying it with you. I mean, as you can see here, you probably have noticed that my meat that I got from that koala in my getting started video is starting to go stale. So I decided to cook it here because obviously I'm getting hungry. As you probably noticed, I'm getting a little hungry. I want to make sure that I keep it fresh. Because of course, as you can see, when you cook stale food, everyone, that stale food does renew a little bit of its freshness. For those of you who didn't know. But as you can see here, I continue to grab of course my grass tufts, because obviously, like I said, you need at least 15 grass tufts, 15 saplings, and 15 berry bushes. Now, if you want to get a little more, you can, but don't be afraid to go small. Start off small. You aren't going to build a mega base at the start, everyone. The mega base isn't going to happen immediately. I mean, it's going to take some time to of course, make the mega base. And of course, with that being said, you know, the mega base just won't happen immediately. It's going to be something that takes some time, takes some work, and it will take a little bit of a process to do. So with that being said, of course, I mean, you know, don't expect it to be something that you'll see immediately. Something that you'll immediately, you will immediately, you will immediately have, everybody. I mean, you know, that's just something that's unrealistic in many ways. The mega base just doesn't happen immediately, and, you know, honestly, in my opinion, survive your first winter. As you survive your first winter and beyond, you'll have more chance to build upon your mega base. Build upon the, and build it up, you know, if you will. And if you will, you'll have time to actually build it up. So, I mean, you know, with that being said, don't be afraid to take things slow at first. You know, build up your base. You don't need 20 bushes of berries immediately. You don't need 20 saplings immediately. I mean, you could get 20 saplings immediately, but in technical terms, you don't need like 30 saplings immediately. You don't need 40 grass tufts immediately. You don't even need 30 grass tufts immediately. I mean, this is your first year, your first winter. Start off small, start off slow, you know. Make sure you can survive for your first year. Your first year, it's all about survival. Don't worry about fighting giants. Don't worry about, you know, building up quickly. I mean, if you're an expert like me, or if you're someone who is a bit of a expert player, then go ahead and try build up so that you can face a giant immediately. But don't worry about facing a giant immediately. It's not necessary. Now, here is where I kind of start doing my task work for getting a crockpot. Crockpots are definitely something that I would recommend you get, everybody. Don't be afraid to get a crockpot, everyone. Get a crockpot if you necessarily need to. It is something you will use. And here I am basically going to wander back to try and find somewhere to be safe, or just somewhere here. And as you can see here, I decided to burn this tree, and you know, like I said, you need charcoal to make a crockpot. I would recommend you get at least 2 crockpots in the beginning of your playthrough. Again, like I said, start off small. Don't worry about going large, everybody. I found that when I go too large in the beginning, it's not going to work out very well. Another good thing for bases and starter bases is build a few drying racks. If you don't know what a drying rack is, a drying rack basically makes jerky. Jerky lasts long. I mean, it is one of the longest lasting food you'll ever get. And it also restores your health. And right here, boo. Did I scare you? Whoops. I didn't mean to scare you. I know you were probably thinking, oh, you're scaring me. It's dark. Charlie's going to attack us. I know. Don't worry. I planned it. I knew night was about to end. So Charlie wasn't going to attack us. But yeah, I pulled out my torch anyway, just to try to scare y'all. So hopefully I didn't scare you. Anyway, so as you can see here, I'm continuing to grab my berry bushes and saplings, and then I'm also, as you probably have already recognized, starting to get my charcoal. So, yeah. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video has helped you. When, of course, we return, and you'll see that I'm just continuing to grab more stuff here, more of my items necessary. But when we return, hopefully it'll be on this playthrough with Maxwell. When we return, we will be talking about your first winter and how to survive it, and what to do to prepare for winter and to survive. I will show you what you need to do to prepare for winter and to survive your first winter. That'll be the next video. But as you can see here, or that'll be the next time we continue this series, everyone. But as you can see here, I'm just continuing to get charcoal to build my crockpot. Like I said, hopefully when I return, we will be able to see, you will be able to see my starter base and some of the things I did, and I will help you prepare for winter, because winter is coming soon. As you'll probably have noticed, winter will be coming around day 20. Around day 20, everyone, is when the first winter strikes. So, winter usually lasts about, I think, 20, maybe 30 days. But yeah, I will help you survive your first winter when we return to this series. But as you can see here, I'm just grabbing my charcoal. I'm just eating some berries because obviously I'm getting hungry. I was trying to heal myself a little bit because, ow. Because as you can see, grabbing hot charcoal is never a smart idea. Trust me, kids. If you're in real life, never grab a hot charcoal, everyone. You'll burn yourself. Trust me, that's real life facts there. Don't do it, and don't starve either. You'll hurt yourself too. Because it's super hot. I mean, charcoal is hot, everyone. So don't grab charcoal. Life lesson for everyone, don't grab charcoal. But as you can see here, I'm going to burn this tree, and grab its charcoal later. As you can see, I just walk away from it. I'm going to grab the charcoal later. But, yeah, with that being said, we are going to be calling it here, for this video. You'll see me cook some food, and reheal some of my health. But yeah, with that being said, thank you, everyone, for joining me on this video. If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, get subscribed, hit that bell notification, because I know you want to know when I'm going to go live next. Don't forget to follow me. Check me out if you want live on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Accureye. I go live on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. But thank you everybody for joining me today on this video. And until the next one, this is Accureye signing out and saying farewell, everyone.